I am going to be serving as an intelligent agent talking to soldiers going to Kuwait. So hello everyone and welcome. First off, I'd like to thank you for serving our country. So you're going to be going to Kuwait, so I'm just going to talk about the culture and what you should be aware of while you go. So first off, let's talk about Americans. What are Americans like and how do we do things? Are we kind? Are we polite? Open? Greedy? Selfish? You can just think about that for a little bit and decide. But sometimes we have to compare it to other cultures, just to see, because if you're here for a while, you don't really notice, because you get so immune to our culture and how things work, you don't realize that things are different until you go somewhere. And this can be very nerve-wracking and different. You might think, oh, that's weird. It might scare you. So, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about that. So what about us? We can make our own choices, decide where we work. We have laws to protect us so we don't get hurt. We have traffic laws, laws against stealing, laws against like trafficking laws, so people can't be prostitutes and stuff. We're generally kind, so if someone's in trouble, we help them. We help try to get people food and volunteer, and we wait in line. We generally try to be kind to others and polite. One thing we're known as was greedy. We live for quality and quantity, so we always want a bigger house. We work hard, not just to survive, but to have better shoes and better clothing and another dog. So let's look at Kuwait now. So what is their attitudes like? They're a little more selfish than we are. They don't wait in line. They don't take the extra time to be polite to others, unless you get accepted by their culture. Say someone was like, oh, come to my house, or they welcome you into their town. That means they accept you. So they'll feed you, they'll give you water. They're extra kind to you, but you have to get accepted. And a lot of soldiers have problems with is guys would be like, oh, I give you my daughter. And if you don't accept what they give you, this is very, very disrespectful to them. And you're basically not allowed to do that. So when people would say, here, take my daughter, they want you to take their daughter, marry them, and take them back to America because they want a different life for them. And obviously you can't do that. So that's where we have bad communication with them. So be aware of that. That might be a tricky situation you run into. Another thing that's very culture shocking is their traffic. There's 2 lanes, but they make it into 3. They use the shoulder of the roads to drive, and there's not cops. So there's cops, but they're not as well as our cops. They're not there as soon as the accident happens. They're not watching speed. They have guidelines there instead of laws. And so you'd say, oh, isn't there a lot of accidents? And there is a lot of accidents. There's not a pedestrian right away, so there's a lot of people that get hit. And I said before, they're very selfish. So pedestrians say, I'm walking across the street, you better drive around me. And the drivers say, I'm going this way, I have to get to work, I don't care if I hit you. So just be aware of that. And then another interesting fact is they don't have mechanics there. So if they were to crash a car, they throw it in the desert and they torch them and they go buy a new one. Kuwait's a very rich country. They are one of the #1 oil destinations in the country. So they're just very wealthy. If you are a royal, or that means like your family is from Kuwait, you're born there, that's where you're from, then they receive $75,000 a month just for being born and raised in Kuwait. And there's not a lot. The population, it's like, I want to say around 30% is the royals. So there's not very many royals. But they get paid just for being there and being um, blood of Kuwait. So in conclusion, just be aware of your surroundings. I said before, there's not a lot of laws. So for our ladies, we realize that there is kidnapping. So girls are kidnapped and drugged, and they put them on the market for prostitutes. And so it would be smart to have 2 guys with a girl at all times, just to make sure and be really safe. Also, if you have blonde hair, you're going to stand out because that's wanted. So they don't have a lot of blondes there. So they'll steal you and they'll sell you. And it's very common there. And also for our guys, you're going to be a lot taller than our other guys, the other guys there. So you're going to stand out and they're going to know you're American right away. So be patient and polite. They're a little more selfish, so just be aware that's just their culture. So if someone budges you in line, don't push them around or get mad, because it just happens. And get home safe. Next, you're going to go to the other room, and they're going to talk to you more about what you're going to do, particularly there, and teach you a little bit more about what you're going to be doing there. But thank you, and have a good day.